Yeah. Well, hi guys, it's me again, Sandy Wilson, and today we have my daughter, Morgan Wilson, and she's going to talk to you about some of the sea creatures. She is a marine biologist. Well, she has a marine biology degree, okay, I guess, and so she is going to talk to you about some of the creatures that she loves to see under the ocean, some of which she has seen maybe, and some she studied. I don't really quite know. She is also she lives in the Florida Keys, which is one of her favorite places in the world, and it is a beautiful area down there. And she also is a diver. She's a scuba diver, and she has been a boat captain in the past also. So I think she's happiest under the water. So she's going to talk to you a little bit about the ocean and her life as in the Florida Keys, I guess, living near the ocean. Hey, Morgan.
Hey, Mom. Thank you so much. Yes, guys, I do live here in the Florida Keys, and it's truly incredible down here, especially underwater. Down here, we do have 1,400 species of fish. I did pick my 12 top favorite just to teach you guys about a little bit. So, Mom, if you can pick up the picture.
So, Morgan, are all the fish that you're going to talk about, are they all fish that you've seen when you've been diving down there?
Yes.
Okay. Or somewhere in Florida, because I know one of them's from like Fort Lauderdale area or something like that, right?
They're all in Florida. One is in Fort Lauderdale.
Uh-huh. I'll tell you.
Actually, no, I'm sorry, in West Palm Beach. Sorry, in West Palm.
Well, that's basically the same area. So,
yeah. No. Yeah.
Morgan went to Millersboro High School. She was one of my students also, and she graduated from there. And then she went to University of South Carolina, where she got her degree in marine science, marine biology. And then from there, she went down to work in the Florida Keys. So anyway, so here we go. I'm going to share the screen, and she's going to talk to you about the different animals that we see here. Okay, I don't know. Let me see if I can go back to the first one, because I don't think this is the first one, Morgan. Hold on just.
No worries.
Okay, and let me go. Trying to figure out how I do this. All right, so when it's enlarged, I can't quite make it go. Oh Lord, we can do this again. Whoop, here we go. All right. I don't know. Here we go. Where's there?
Is that the first one? Oh, there. Oh, there.
All right. So let's start with him. Tell us about.
All right. So a lot of people have seen Finding Nemo. I think all of us have. So a lot of people mistake this for Dory. This is actually Dory's cousin. So Dory is technically a regal tang. This is a blue tang. Dory, the regal tang, is in the Pacific Ocean. Remember, all in Australia. So riding the EAC. So this is ours down here. So really cool fun fact about them, that when they're little babies, technically called juvenile, they're bright yellow and super, super tiny. In their intermediate stage, this is what they look like. Still having the yellow tail when they're smaller, and then eventually going to be that color blue.
The entire thing will be blue.
The entire thing will be blue, yes.
All right, so let me see if I can go back. And I have to go back to the smaller shape to get to go to the next slide, all right?
Okay, no worries.
Here's the slide. To go. It's like, come on, let's go. There we go. Maybe that's it. We're looking at this blue thing. I figure all of this out. Okay, so that's not what I want. He's swimming around the ocean. Not very good. Right. Okay, all right. So I should have a little thing. There it is. Finally, there's my arrow.
There we go.
All right.
So these are actually in echinoderm. They're actually called a brittle star. So you have two different types. You have bristle stars, which look like if you have a Christmas tree ever, have the bristles, just like a pine tree. However, brittle stars are a little bit more special because they are brittle, hence the name brittle star. You can find them on the beach. You can find them underwater. I don't recommend picking up any rocks, dead coral, anything underwater, but you will find them underneath them.
I actually found this one on the beach. This is a picture of me holding one. But I knew Morgan always liked them, and she talked about them. Okay, here we go.
Anything? Oh, wait, go back. One more second.
Okay, let's go back to the brittle star.
Okay. One cool thing about them, if one of their legs does break off, it does grow back, and it's called regeneration. I don't know if you know that or not.
Lizards around here, if they lose their tails to a door, they regenerate a tail.
They regenerate. You got it.
All right, here we go.
All right, so this is one of my favorite fish. They're probably, if you think of like a dollar bill, they're half the size of them. They're not too big, but they are so vibrant in coloration. It's called a clown wrasse. They do belong in the wrasse family. which are related to parrotfish. And honestly, I don't have many facts about them. It's one of my favorite fish. I love their face.
Put this in an aquarium?
I'm sorry?
When somebody put this in an aquarium, if they had a saltwater.
You can, as long as you have enough water in it, like, I mean, as far as like tank space wise.
Yeah.
But no, most definitely, yes.
You're so beautiful. All right, here's another person. Oh, this is a fish.
Oh, Lord. So this is called a remora. This is actually me diving in West Palm Beach when I first actually went. Oh, yeah, no, that was actually my first trip diving down here. And they scare the heck out of me because they're very, very sneaky. Usually they hang on to larger animals such as sharks, turtles, anything bigger than them, even boats sometimes. And they do that because they're like, oh, hey, guess what? I get free food. Whatever you don't eat, I'll eat it. I promise you. So they're sneaky because that little guy was, anytime I turned around, he would hide on the back of my tank trying to look for him. But no, they're very friendly, harmless entirely. But yeah.
You're flirting with everybody. Oh, there you are.
There we go. That's my certification dive, actually. Thanks to my mom and my dad. That was my very first dive after being a certified diver. That was in northern Florida. That was at, let's see, that's KP Hole near Crystal River, where all the manatees are. Super excited, just waving hi.
There you go. All right, here's a fish for you.
All right, so butterfly fish, as I was saying before about Finding Nemo, that they are incredible. They're in Finding Nemo. So if you see that big, big dark spot on the back of its tail, there we go, right there. So hopefully you guys can understand why they're called four-eye butterfly fish. So if they have a predator, it's going to go for the darker spot on the back because it's way, way bigger. You see how they try to hide their eyes a little bit. So they try to protect themselves by doing that. And if they do get bit on the back of their tail, it's easier than losing an eye. So that's a four-eye butterfly fish.
Technique of camouflage is what it is.
It is camouflage, yes.
A lot of fish have all kinds of camouflage. They're amazing. All right. And here's
it's technically it's called a false eye spot.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And there we go. Oh my gosh, all these are my favorites. So this is called a Goliath grouper. And back in the day, people would fish them a ton and they were over harvested. So now they're protected. And they're the largest of the grouper family. The largest one, I think, is 680 pounds. But one really cool thing about them, that if they feel threatened, and I've only seen it once in the water, they make a large boom sound. I don't even know how to explain it. It's just like a large boom underwater, basically to warn other people to stay away or a predator, anything. But they can be the size of a car. We actually had two down here in the Keys named Cooper and Mini Cooper. And hence the names, Cooper, Mini Cooper, because they were the size of a car.
Is it a scary sound? Have you heard it? You've heard it.
I have. It's not a scary sound. It's not like super loud, but you can feel the vibration in the water.
Pretty cool. I had not heard that. Okay.
So. It's incredible. It's actually really neat. No, they're incredible. They're beautiful.
All right. I've got to go back, make them smaller, and then I can go forward. I've learned how to do this. Okay, next.
All right. This is the great barracuda. So they look kind of scary, like a shark, but honestly, they really won't harm you. They're intimidating because if you look at the mouth, they are mouth breathers. Just like if we closed our nose, we'll have to breathe through our mouth. That's what they do. And they can actually swim up to 36 miles per hour. And the neat thing about them is that you can see little fish that swim between their teeth, just like a dentist. So they play dentist pretty much. And they don't eat them, gets help cleaning their teeth out. And it's actually really, really neat. Little feeder fish.
So if you were swimming and one came at you, would it be a scary thing?
Usually, one thing, like I've shown customers, and usually I never ever chase after fish. You know, I'm not gonna like try to stress anything out. But I've like talked to customers before on the boat, underwater, and have tried to swim super fast. And they're honestly scared. They don't want anything to do with us. They just like hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
They basically don't move. They don't swim very much. They just kind of hang out and lure around to see what's going on.
Barracuda. All right. This is a pretty bit dangerous. Watch out.
There we go. Yes. So it's very, very familiar in Florida and almost anywhere now. This is called the lionfish. So if you see all those spines and fins, everything really, really pointy, they are venomous. We do not touch them because you will swell up. It's very painful. They actually belong in the Pacific Ocean. However, they came, let's see, from ballast water. There's actually two theories. A guy that tried to get rid of them and just dumped them out in the ocean. They produce really, really fast, or ballast water, which is just extra water on a ship. And they've been down here. We actually do have lionfish derbies down here up in northern Florida. And I've seen one as small as, let's see, maybe a nickel size, maybe quarter. But I've caught them. It's awesome. They're delicious to eat, though. They are.
Now, this is something that people do spearfishing with, right?
Yes. Yes. No, actually, I speared one time trying to brush it off on the sand, and actually had an eel come eat it. So a lot of people train them. It's not the lionfish, but as far as like groupers, sharks, eels, everything, like they do enjoy them. So they've trained them to start eating them, especially also in the Bahamas.
Oh, okay, here we go. Oh, here's once again.
Oh, there we go.
Scuba diver.
That's me. Yep.
Very good at. Morgan, tell us what SCUBA stands for.
Self-contained underwater breathing apparatus.
Okay, and that is, you can never see the tank because the picture's in front of her, but the tank is on her back. And these right here are these cables, or what would you call them?
So, it's hard not to point. So if you see in the picture off to my left-hand side, oh, sorry, getting a phone call, sorry. Oh, there we go. Off to my left-hand side, let's see, that is my computer right there. And so that tells you how much air you have left in your tank to breathe, also your navigation and how deep you are. Off the right-hand side, you can see what's going into my mouth. That's what gives you your air. It's called a regulator.
All right, we'll see some more pictures. Maybe it'll be a better one so you can see that. I love.
There we go.
That's
one of my favorites ever. Yes. So Jasmine already spoke about the turtles. So a little bit jealous on that one, but no, this is actually one of my favorite reefs. It's called Molasses Reef, and there's so many fish, and this turtle is popping up, and saw him. I was like, oh my goodness, I just want to take a picture with you. So I swam right next to him. Obviously, you don't want to touch any marine life underwater. It's really, really bad. You don't want to do that. But this guy hung out for, I'd say maybe 15, 20 minutes, and they're just so beautiful to watch. And he's super, super healthy. Here, I can't see, but very, very healthy. No barnacles, anything like that, which is great.
He's beautiful. He's absolutely.
So you can see the shell. It's completely clean.
Yeah.
They just are truly magical.
Strikes on turtles, and once a turtle has a crack and it becomes buoyant, it has to go to the turtle hospital, which there is one in the Keys. But it's such a sad thing for such a beautiful sea creature.
It is. Yeah, they get bubble butt.
Just think about, Crush and how amazing he was. I put this in here for you, Morgan.
Oh my gosh, they're garden eels. So we have, they're very, truly not common down here. I've only seen a couple down here in deeper water. I always think they look like little Muppets characters. But no, actually, when I was in the do what?
Are they sea slugs or garden eels, or what are they?
They look like garden eels.
I don't know. They were just,
those are garden eels.
I get so excited about them.
Gosh. Oh, sorry. Another phone call. Sorry. But no, those are garden eels. Actually, I've only seen a few down here. They're not too common, but I have seen them here and there. And oh my goodness, sorry. Oh my gosh, people need to stop calling. But no, actually, when I was in the Turks and Caicos, I skipped out on the dive and just laid in the sand because there were hundreds and hundreds of them. So actually, underneath the sand for garden eels, they usually have about 7 to 9 inches longer in the sand.
You're pretty. You're really
Very
sweet.
beautiful. Yes.
So this is another one of your pictures coming up you love.
Okay, so this is a good picture and also a bad picture. So this is a pufferfish. That's myself. And you never actually want to puff up pufferfish. It does stress them out. So how they puff up, they take in water and trying to look bigger than their predator to protect themselves. It can actually kill them. You don't want to do it. Also, if you see in the picture, in my mouth, it's bright yellow. So that's called an octopus. I actually bit through my regulator, the main one to breathe off of. So that was down in Marathon.
Fish. It's just her breathing thing that she has in her mouth when she talks about octopus.
Yes. So yes, it's a backup just in case if something happens together.
So what did this little guy do? So after you let him go and you opened up your hand and he floated away, did he like decompress and?
He does decompress. Yes.
Swims away?
He swims away. They're amazing at camouflaging themselves. It's incredible. They hide behind sea fans, everything. But they decompress. You don't want to puff them up intentionally. It's actually very harmful.
This is what they normally
There we go. That's what they look like normally. Yes. There you go.
You can see the camouflage.
You may have to zoom in on that one.
Or a stone right there. So
right. They blend in very well. They have the prettiest eyes. They also have like a beak like a parrot.
Mm-hmm. So amazing.
All right. So this is the queen angelfish. I don't know if you can zoom in or not. There we go. So if you think of a queen has a crown. So the queen angelfish has a halo, kind of like a crown, right above the eyes. You see it? There we go. Let's see. Actually, I wrote something about them. Yeah, they do have a halo. You do have several different types of species of them down here. I'd say the top four are going to be your queens right there, your French angelfish, great angelfish, and also rock beauty, which is a little bit smaller. But they mate for life. So just like getting married, just like how people do, they do the same exact thing.
That is amazing.
They do. It's really incredible.
They're so pretty. Okay, let's see. What's our next little guy we're going to look at? Whoops, come on. It's got to be all the way down. There we go. Okay, now Morgan, you sent me a picture of this guy, and it wasn't a very clear picture, so I got another one myself.
No worries.
So this is a, I can't remember what it was called. You got it there?
Yep, that's a scorpion fish.
Yeah, that's it, scorpion fish. So
scorpion fish.
Pictures of it. Let me see if the other one is next, all right? Because I wanted them to see this because it's so well camouflaged. She's amazing.
Right.
And, let me see if I can go to the next picture. Hold on.
Okay.
And because you can see him a little bit better in that one. There you go. He looks like a lionfish.
That might be a mama frogfish.
No,
but no, they're all similar in family.
Uh-huh.
They're all in the same family. Frogfish, toadfish, scorpionfish.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
But no, they live on the bottom.
They do what?
And they live on the bottom. They don't swim up top, anything like that. They are very, very venomous.
Mm-hmm. I gathered that because they have the same kinds of little thingies that like the lionfish has. I don't know what you call it. They're not dorsal.
They're dorsal and pectoral fins. So dorsal's the top, pectoral is on the side.
Right, and then they have lots of little things sticking off all over. So I figured he was part of the lionfish family. They're beautiful, but that's dangerous warning. It's like danger, danger, right?
Right. No, definitely. One cool thing about them is if you look the side fin, usually right underneath, I can't remember which picture I sent you of them, but no, right underneath the fin, it's bright colored. So as soon as they start swimming, it's actually to warn off everybody saying, hey, stay away from me. I'm super, super bright. Stay away.
Yeah, that is really true what Morgan's saying. Super bright colors are usually a warning to you.
Right.
Provides that the bright colors draw attention to predators, and so the female birds can protect the nest. But yeah, and he just blends right into the ocean ground. I mean, it's just amazing.
Right. They can actually, here exactly, they live around, I mean, the deepest around 2,600 feet, I think, recorded. But they actually grow algae on their body to blend into their environment.
Amazing. All right, here's a little guy of yours that you.
All right. So I don't have too many things to say, but this is called a scrawled filefish. They can grow up to 3+.
What is it?
Scrawled Scrawled,
Yeah.
SCRAWLED, scrawled fowlfish.
Mhm.
So they look like a football shape, but they're flat as a pancake.
Oh, like a flounder kind of flatness.
Kind of, yeah. It's honestly like kind of like a flounder, but swing more than flounders do. Usually hang out in the sand. But yeah, they're beautiful. That's another one that mates for life when they find their mate. They're beautiful to watch underwater. I was trying to see what else I have. I mean, they're really, really neat. So if you look at the very top, like how fish usually swim with their pectoral fins, they use their entire body. If you look at the top and the bottom, so they have fins basically all around their body.
But no side fins, no pectoral fins necessarily.
Yeah.
Orange. That's interesting. They're beautiful.
They are. So that is actually
picture.
Do I?
They can see the current of the ocean. You can see the seagrass, you know, and how like, the current is pulling you even.
Yes. So that's actually it's called Rainbow Springs, and it's up in northern Florida, but it does have a strong current to it. And that was actually when I got certified in scuba diving. That's one of the first pictures I really had taken of me. And sweet, I missed that. So, but the sharks. So we have several sharks down here in Florida. The main ones are going to be black tip, nurse shark, lemon shark. We do occasionally have great white sharks, but this is actually up. Do what?
What is this one?
Oh, my glasses on, I'm not gonna lie. That looks like a lemon. Let's see. Looks like that's a lemon.
That's a lemon shark.
So the picture I showed before, if you keep zoomed in, do you see on the fin on the side, the pectoral fin? That's a remora.
Oh, I see right there. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
Cool.
So that was one of my big first shark dives. Tons and tons of sharks. That was incredible.
Mm-hmm. You get bit by a shark?
I'd rather not say.
Bit by a shark. Oh my goodness.
They're honestly beautiful. It's really cool, like how people have freckles. They actually have freckles on the front of their face. It's called the ampullae of Lorenzini. And that's actually a nurse shark right there. And that's their sensors as far as how to detect things. Just like how a cat has whiskers, that's how they can sense stuff.
All right, so this is a sleeping nurse shark?
This is a sleeping nurse shark. Nurse sharks are the only ones that can be docile as far as just laying in the sand, sleeping all day. They're more active at nighttime. Unless there's a strong current to push enough oxygen and water through their gills, nurse sharks are the only ones. So yes, this is actually down in Marathon when I was working down there.
Marathon is in the middle of the Keys. The first key is Key Largo, the last key is Key West. There's 100 miles of islands and keys. That's what Keys is. And there's 100 miles of a Marathon's at mile marker 50. So that was one of the places she worked when she first went down there.
54 keys down here.
There you go.
Circle to see. All right. So this is my top favorite fish. I could talk to you guys about it forever. So this is a parrotfish. This is a stoplight parrotfish. This is a female. Obviously, you can see why it's called a stoplight. Red, yellow, and green. And they actually help our reefs. It's really neat to see underwater. They start munching at the coral. You can hear it crackling underwater. And they basically have plates in their throat. They grind it up, and whatever comes out of their body becomes sand on the reef.
Becomes sand. So they munch on the
sand.
So what exactly, well, we don't have a picture of coral. What exactly is a coral? Explain to that.
A coral? What do you mean?
Coral reef. What is a coral reef?
I don't know what you mean.
What is it made of?
It's a living ecosystem.
But a coral is actually, each one of the little tiny polyps on it is living.
Oh, yeah. No, all the polyps, everything, yes. So, sorry, I can understand you on that. But no, it's all polyps. And that's where one thing about parrotfish kind of get a bad rep, because they do eat the polyps off the coral. But it is a living ecosystem. And the thing is that they eat the good and they also eat the bad. They do get diseases down here, just like how obviously with COVID-19, all of that, just you get sick, everything. Reefs get sick too, and they eat the bat as well to help out the reef.
And they also have a reef restoration project down where you live, don't they?
They do. And they actually grow corals. Let's see, horseshoe and elkhorn and staghorn, sorry. But no, they grow it inside the lab and then plant it on the reef to help the reef.
I have to get back to where I can get more.
So beautiful.
I think that's
Do
our
I?
last picture, maybe?
Do what?
I'm not able to go anywhere. I said, do you think that's our last picture?
Is that the last picture?
Yeah,
Let's see.
I can see another one.
I'm not gonna lie, I have my notes right here. There should be a yellow-tailed damselfish.
Oh, here we go. Finally, I got it. Okay, here we go.
Oh.
For some reason, it's really difficult, and I'm
No
not.
worries, it's okay.
Here, Morgan's diving on a wreck, and oftentimes boats are submerged either on purpose or on accident, and then the divers go down and explore them. It's something fun and scary for them to do.
It can be.
What they have to do, sometimes you read about divers losing their lives because they get lost on a boat and the ship underneath them. They have, sometimes they have ropes they follow out, and sometimes they lose track of their ropes or whatever. But Morgan does love to dive on wrecks, right?
Yes, I do. That's actually down in Key West. That is called the Vandenberg right there. So the main wrecks down here, we do have, they're called the Spiegel Grove. And it's actually really funny because inside the Spiegel Grove, they have a mascot, and the mascot is Snoopy. Mm-hmm. And he's painted down on the deck or inside the deck. So it's actually really sweet. So it's always fun to see Snoopy. And then we have the Dwayne and the Bib, which are sister ships. And then a shallower one is the Benwood. And let's see what else. But those are the main ones, including the Vandenberg right there. So those are roughly anywhere between, that's the Spiegel right there. They always place the flag down on the ship. They change it probably once every month, maybe 2 months, but. So that's the Spiegel Grove. That is around 140 feet underwater. So.
Okay. All right.
Lots of fun. There we go. Yellow-tailed damsel. One of my favorites. So they're very, very iridescent. You can see them. I like to call them the chihuahuas of the ocean because they're probably half the size of my hand. And if you ever see underwater another fish being chased off, probably like 10 times the size, it's from one of them. So it looks literally like somebody just threw glitter straight at it. And there's actually something I was going to tell you about them. Yeah. So females, I think that's maybe a male, but the females, let's try to see what it was. Yeah, females can say I love you to other male fish, just kind of like how you flirt with a little girlfriend or boyfriend. They put a really, really bright blue ring around their eyes.
Hey, that's cool.
Yeah.
So what did you say? They were the patrollers of the ocean, or what did you call them?
No, chihuahuas.
Chihuahuas.
They're very, very territorial.
That's cool. Chihuahuas of the ocean. All right. So here we go. Next one. Can you tell what they're doing? I can tell what they're doing. This is, let me tell you, this is actually Christ. Okay, this is the statue of Christ that is in the ocean, and a lot of divers go down there. Well, if you've ever been to a dance, Christ is doing the Y. This guy's doing the M. I think this is Morgan. She's doing
That's me.
the A. So they're doing the Y
and C
underwater. So what can I say? Anyway.
I promise you, you'll never be bored underneath the water.
All right. I don't know if that's it. Maybe that's the end note. I can't get to go to another one.
I don't know.
About trying to go on to another slide. If I can go this way, oh, then that must be the end. Hold on, let me see. Yep, that was the last one. All right.
Oh, no.
So I'm going to hit stop share, and you're still on with us here, Morgan. Okay. But anyway.
Okay. That's good.
But I just wanted to say thanks for coming and joining us today. I wish it could have been a live Zoom with the kids, but I never quite know who's going to tune in and who's not going to tune in. So just appreciate your knowledge. And what I want to tell the kids is that, you know, it's just really cool that just because you live in a state, Kentucky, that doesn't have an ocean around it doesn't mean that you can't go on and study the ocean. Morgan originally had wanted to go to SeaWorld and work and had a job offer there, but decided that wasn't what she wanted to do after she graduated. So, but anyway, she's enjoyed being a diver, and she's a very good diver. I know that without a doubt. I've actually been with her me snorkeling for diving. Diving is with it. You're on the back, all right, with all the cords. Snorkeling, you've got that little tube, okay? Snorkel. Morgan, you're gone again.
Sorry. My phone's about to die. Sorry.
And
actually, no, it's
anyway, so it's like the surface of the water, but it still is absolutely amazing. So, well, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for being with us. Really, really appreciate it. Okay.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Mom. Thank you. Hope you guys enjoy.